All right, friends and family, thank you guys so much for joining Every Day's a Saturday with your host, me, myself, and I, Brian Roof. Hey guys, I have a great, exciting interview today. Finally made it happen. We've definitely gone through some good old issues, with technology, but I can't wait to introduce this guy. He is an Army veteran. Some of you guys may know him as the real veteran guy. He has done 2 tours in Afghanistan. He served in the Army from 2004 to 2012. He also is a 22 a day activist, ethos speaker, mindset coach, and influencer, reaching out through social media platforms where he is currently reaching over 500,000 people on a daily basis. His purpose continues to help veterans, veteran spouses, and civilians through their mindset, personal development, coaching, and ultimately to save 1 million lives that save 1 million lives. All right, without further ado, let's see. Shawn Laurie, what's going on, brother?
What is up, man? We finally here.
Right?
Finally here.
I
Wow.
appreciate you taking the time again to
Yeah.
do this, man. I really appreciate it. You are a big inspiration. I found you on TikTok a couple years ago when I first started. You are a huge advocate on there. I know you have a huge following on there, like 330 something thousand followers. Um, what's going on, man? Let's go ahead and get to know the Shawn Laurie. Let's hear all about you, brother. Like, what got you into the Army, and where what got you to where you're at today?
Well, first of all, thanks for inviting me, man. Love doing this. Love sharing my story. Love inspiring others. So I appreciate you too.
Absolutely, brother.
Um, it's kind of weird, man. I think a lot of people I talk to about the military, they all want to join it from childhood. It's like that's something that they're like, oh man, I've always wanted to be a soldier, or like law enforcement. Everybody I ever known as a cop is like, man, I've been wanting to do it since I was a kid. It's different for me. I wasn't really into that life, man. I'm a military brat. So my dad's doing 20 years. I'm watching this guy, leave every 6 months, gone all the time. Like, obviously with the stuff he was doing with my mother, like I grew up with a lot of abuse. My dad wasn't a really nice guy. Um, he didn't abuse me, but he abused my mother for, 14 years of my life. I watched this stuff happen. And, back then the Army was like, if they wanted you to have a family, they'd issue you one. It was kind of that mentality.
Right.
I'm not going to say he didn't love us, but he was just very mission first, Army first. And it was like we were always second. But, we traveled the world, man. Germany twice. I lived in Germany 9 years of my life, then come back to the States and then travel from California to Colorado to, Tennessee, everywhere. So for me, the military wasn't really that attractive. It was kind of like, man, this is bullshit. But, at the same time, I just, I was kind of a troubled teen, man. I was in trouble and running around and getting arrested. And, I feel like that at some point it was going to be no hope for me at one point in my life. But anyways, as time was going on, man, I ended up, my dad retired. We moved here to South Carolina. I was like 16 years old, got in some trouble, got arrested, and dropped out of high school. So obviously the Army wasn't even in my mindset, dude. I don't even have a high school diploma. Got out of jail, met a girl. She already had a kid, and we got together, man, and ended up getting her pregnant. We got married really young. I was like 18 years old. I had my first child, and I was raising her kid. And that was life, man. That's that's just basically what it was. I had a normal job out here busting ass, grinding, trying to do what I do. And then obviously shit just didn't work out. We separated, started, going to divorce. And this was around 9/11. And when 9/11 happened, so we were already separated. We were separating. And I remember watching the news and the TV. I remember I was working at a meat cutting plant. I was cutting meat and delivering it and stuff like that. And I was like 21 years old. And 9/11 just happened. And I'm like, holy shit, this is crazy. And for weeks and months, dude, we were watching the war on Iraq. We were seeing the guys overseas fighting and like a play-by-play on TV. And it was just so intriguing to me. I was like, holy shit, these guys are over here fighting, fighting for America. Because at that time, bro, you remember we were all together. Like Americans, we had this pride, bro. We were, standing shoulder to shoulder. Yeah. It was very patriotic, bro. And so watching the war to me wasn't like a bad thing. That was like, holy shit, we're kicking ass. You know what I mean? And I wanted that. I wanted some of that. But I didn't know how to go about it. Like I said, I didn't have a high school diploma, dude. I had a bunch of tattoos that I was, from former gangs and stuff like that. So I had a lot I had to do, bro. Um, I wanted to go active duty Army, but again, I had some kids already, so I didn't want to. I didn't mind deploying because I knew that would be like for a year or so,
Yeah.
right? So, but I knew if I went active duty Army, I would be stationed somewhere for like 4 years, and then
Right.
I would never see my kids because I knew my ex wasn't going to do shit about it, right?
How many did you have at the time?
I had I had two of my own, and
Okay.
but I had one that I was raising, so three. At that time, bro, at like 22 years old, I already had three kids. So I wanted to be a dad, man. I wanted to be home. I didn't want to, excuse me. I didn't want to leave my kids. So anyways, all that was going on, separating, and then finally, bro, I met this recruiter. He was amazing. He was in the National Guard. He kind of pumped me up. He was like, bro, you can serve in the Army. You can do your tours. You can do stateside. You can do all these great stuff and just join with us. And later on down the road, if you decide to go active duty, all you got to do is transfer. I'm like, hell yeah, let's do it. So that's what I did, man. He helped me get my tattoos covered up. Some of the tattoos I had to get covered up. I had to get some waivers for the kids. I had to, did the whole MEPS thing, did the ASFAB. Signed up, bro. 12 Bravo. Went to Fort Leonard Wood, 2004, and literally just got back in 2005. 2006 comes rolling around, and I deployed to Afghanistan in 2007 and 8. Pretty, average tour. I was a filler for 88 mic position. Never drove a 5-ton in my life, but I did it the whole entire time I was there, which was cool because I learned, I was driving trucks and gunning the whole time. So, just to say it was a tour. We had some shit. We had some ticks and IEDs and mortars and all that kind of stuff. But, the typical, I would say, I didn't lose nobody during this tour. But we lost other people. Come home, man, just trying to live life again, bro. Just trying to get back into the life, back into that life again, trying to, after combat. And before you knew it, I was being ordered again to go back to Afghanistan in 2010. I was like, told the wife, back up a little bit. I did end up getting married again to my wife now, who we've been together now 17 years. But so we ended up getting married to a high school sweetheart of mine that we knew each other from high school. Ended up having a couple kids with her, actually 3 more kids, my first 2 girls and my other son. So throw that in there. And this was all back in 2006, right before I got deployed. Come home, get deployed again, 2010, go back to Afghanistan, and I'm actually doing it with the route clearance unit this time. So I'm doing my job, right? I'm a Husky driver, working on routes. If any military guys are in here, if you know what a route clearance is, it's probably one of the most stressful jobs in the military. Constantly running over IEDs, trying to find these damn things, trying to clear the route for infantry and everybody else. It was just a very hard tour.
I don't think people realize how many lives you guys saved, and my gosh, yeah, it is a stressful job, man.
It is, man, and there's a lot of guilt stuff in there, man. If I miss an IED, my brothers get hit, and I suffered with that for a while.
Not only that, but you and your buddies, man. I mean, when you guys are going, you never know when you guys get on. Actually, when you're messing with explosives, bro.
Yeah.
They're unpredictable sometimes.
You kind of have a sick mindset too, man. Like you just see so much bullshit over there, dude. I don't know, dude. I just remember constantly paranoid, constantly thinking that I was going to get hit, and I eventually did get hit, and I did get through an IED, and my brothers got hit with IEDs. And
there's a movie, I can't remember what the movie's called, but there's a movie just like that where, these guys are route clear, but dude, one of the guys gets blown up. I mean,
it's crazy, man. I mean, we're out there using robots, bro. We're like EOD, man. Like if we run into an IED, we don't even call EOD. Like we do it ourselves. We use our robots. We blow them. We use our Buffalo. We dig them up. We do all that, and my job was to find the IED or find. We had this system called the GPR. My bad, dude. It's been so long, but it was a GPR system. And basically, I can see inside of the ground at like a 4D dimension. Wow. And you have to kind of guess. So if you're driving and you get this, it's like a metal detector. It's like a huge metal detector. So if you hear like a ping go off, plus I'm looking at this screen that's in front of me. So if I hear a ping and I see this screen and there's something in the ground. It's my job to mark it, back up out the way while the buffalo comes up and digs it. But the whole route, dude, I got choices to make because there's rocks in the ground that look like IEDs. There's rocks and cans and different shit. So you guys got to get to a level where are we going to stop every single time I get a ping, or are we going to take a chance and roll out? You know, some people tell me they want me to stop every time, but dude, you'll turn a 15-hour mission into 24-hour mission easy if we do that, you know? So I don't know, bro. It was a crazy, very mental job, dude. And it really messed with me, bro. There's so many stories I could go on to and tell you of times that I was so scared and things that happened, but let's just say it was a fucked up tour. It was rough. About halfway point, dude, I jumped off one of the MRAPs. We were doing a dismount mission, and I landed on my knee in a ditch, and I tore my ACL, my meniscus. And at the time, I didn't know what the hell would happen. All I knew is my knee was, I couldn't even walk. It was so, like, my knee was, like, swole up, bro. The medic checked it out. Instantly, he knew I was in pain. So he's, like, giving me, like, Percocets. He's, like, a little bag of, like, 12 of them. He's like, here, take one of these every couple hours. I'm like, okay, cool. Never took a pain med in my life, dude. But, you know, he gave them to me. I started taking them. It eased the pain, but it also made me feel good, too. It was weird. It's like my euphoria was going up. I was like, oh, shit, dude, I like this. That was kind of a bad sign at the beginning. Like, I liked the way they made me feel. Went to Qatar. You know, the commander sent me out to Qatar to find out officially, you know, get an MRI done. And it was a complete tear. I had to have reconstructive surgery and all that dumb shit. And so I get back to the base, and a couple months go by. Well, actually a few weeks, about a month. I'd say about 4 weeks go by. And I end up falling down in front of the commander. He sees me. He's like, dude, we got a few months left. Just go home, get surgery, you know, and come back to the unit. Like, go have your surgery, get back with the unit, and you can go, you know, deploy with us to Kosovo, which was our next tour. That was the plan. Go to Fort Gordon, Georgia, have your surgery, you know, do your physical therapy, and then come back to the unit, live life like whatever, get my promotion, all that good shit. Well, all of that turned into 2 years, almost 2.5 years sitting on Fort Gordon's base. It was a medical unit. It's kind of like Walter Reed, where all the injured soldiers were coming in from Afghanistan and Iraq to get help, like if they were shot or blowed up or whatever.
Gosh damn, dude, that'd be kind of depressing.
Fucking depressing, bro. I mean, you're with your unit, you're serving, and then next thing you know, you're at a medical unit, and you know, I have my surgery. A couple months go by, I have my surgery. By the way, I'm eating the hell out of painkillers at this point, right? Like, I got a prescription, I'm eating them every day. I have my surgery, I start physical therapy, things are looking good. Until one day, my nurse case manager walks up to me. She says, you need to see a therapist. Like, you need to see the doctors. You need to go talk to them. You know, we can see that you're depressed. We can see that you're going through stuff. Like, just go talk to them. It ain't going to hurt nothing. Be real. Be real. All right. So I go be real with this doctor. Man, I'm having nightmares. I'm having dreams. I'm feeling weird. Like, I'm shaky. I'm you know, I'm having all these issues. I'm jumpy all the time. I feel like people are after me. Like, I got to have my back against the wall in a restaurant. Like, there's a lot of weird shit going on I can't explain. Come find out, I have PTSD. So he diagnoses me right then and there. You got PTSD, you know? Yeah. And then he's like, you got anxiety disorder. You have fucking depression disorder. You have all these disorders. You know, I can't sleep. I have this. I have that. And what comes with that? Medication. So he's giving me a pill for every one of those symptoms. And it ends up being like about 16 different types of medications, bro, from lithium to Geodon to Effexor to Ambien, just Percocets, Xanax, bro.
It cannot be good for all your organs. Absolutely.
Dude. Crazy. You talking about losing it. Like, if I wasn't crazy before, I was turning crazy from all the medications, literally like a zombie, bro. Standing in formation, falling out.
16 pill cocktail.
16 pills, bro. No lie. I promise you. If I ever find a damn picture of where I took a photo of it on my desk one day and I was showing my wife, I was like, look at this. This is insane. And it wasn't no vitamin shit. They were all doctor prescribed medication. And dude, it had me messed up, man. It had me messed up on top of the shit I was going through. On top of I was becoming addicted to, painkillers and Xanaxes. And I think that's what was keeping me going. I think about it now, man. It's like, I think the only reason why I love the painkillers so much and the Xanax is because it put me in a different mindset. It made me feel happy. It was like a happy pill, making me cope with all this dumb shit that's going on in my life right now. And so I'm talking to doctors. Now I'm healed, bro. Like not healed, but I mean, I've done my physical therapy. I'm good. It's been a year, but now they're keeping me longer because they're talking about med boarding me now, saying, okay, well, you're non-deployable. So I went from going from just surgery to going back to my unit to now I'm diagnosed with like 6 different diagnoses, 16 different pills, and I'm being told that I'm non-deployable. What's my options? Well, the options is you can med board, we'll retire you out. We'll retire you, and then you can go to the VA and get 100%, live your life. Life will be grand. You'll have 100%, So whatever, dude. That goes on for a while, and I'm like, okay, cool. That's what I'll do. I just finally accepted it. I was just like, whatever. I'll just whatever. And my unit found out and all that good shit. But anyways, 2 years goes by. I finally get out October of 2012. I retire. Medically retire, I guess, and I go home. And I go home and I'm like, yay, time to go home, time to live a normal life. I don't know, bro. Couldn't keep a job, man. I was freaking nuts, dude. I was everywhere, bro. My mind, the depression started instantly because I'm already out of the Army now. I'm missing the Army. I'm missing my bros. I'm missing the life. I'm like, what am I doing? I'm snorting 300 milligrams. Right. I'm snorting 300 milligrams of oxycodone every day. I'm popping at least 70 milligrams of Xanax every day. I go to the VA finally for my first doctor's appointment, and she's like, oh, I see you're on all this medication. I'm like, yes, ma'am. She's like, we're going to take this off. 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 You don't need that. You don't need that. I'm like, hold on, wait a minute. I need that one and I need that one. She's like, no, you don't. She's like, you've been taking these meds for like over 2 years now. And she's like, I'm like, well, ma'am, I'm not trying to tell her that I'm an addict, but I'm like, I need those pills. She's like, well, you're going to have to choose. She's like, you can't have the Xanax for your anxiety and you can't take a Percocet because those two mixed together will kill you. I'm like, are you serious? Have you been seeing what I've been taking for 2 years? And now you worried? So it was just crazy. So I decided that I was like, well, I need my anxiety meds, bro. Because if anybody has anxiety, bro, it comes with panic attacks and it comes with a lot of stuff, dude. And I needed those. So I kept the Xanax. She took away my Percocets instantly from me, even though she knew I'd been taking them over 2 years, and that put me in dope sick status. And I've never been dope sick before. I had no idea what was going on, but I was sick, dude. I felt like I got hit by a truck. I was throwing up, dude. I was on the toilet, and all I knew is I needed some pills, and that's when it started, man. I started buying them in the streets. I started connecting with drug dealers that had medicine. That's when the money started. That's when I started spending almost $1,000 a month on pills. Out of our paychecks, out of the VA money and stuff, like just spending all my money on drugs until I started buying drugs to sell drugs to make more money, doing different, upgrading, right? Going from regular Percocets to now I'm taking Roxy 10s, the 20s, the 30s. And, now I'm chewing on fentanyl and now I'm snorting heroin because it's cheaper. Like, bro, this went on forever, dude. And I went on to 2016 when I finally went to rehab for the first time. And I got clean for 30 days, and that only lasted about another 30 days. And I thought I can do 1 or 2 a day or 1 or 2 a week. Didn't work, man. Multiple times I've OD'd, brother.
Kind of was this the setback that made you, after you got out of that the first time? What was the setback that made you want to go back and use it again? Or you just were like, I'll just do a little bit. You like the feeling of it or something?
I feel like it was, if I think about it, I think part of it was I found out my brother killed himself. My best friend from Fort Gordon, his name was Barrero, and he's a big reason why everything I do nowadays is because of him. But yeah, man, I called him. We used to talk on Facebook Messenger after he got out and I got out, and he just didn't answer me one day, bro. And his daughter answered back and she said, my dad's not here. And I'm like, okay, well, where is he? She said, he's dead. Straight up, bro. Like, he's dead. She's texting this. She's like, he's dead. I'm like, what? She's like, can you guess how he did it? How he did it? I was like, I don't know. Drinking? She said, no, he hung himself. I'm like I can see she's 12 years old, man. She's in anger. She's in pain. I mean, I love this little girl, man. We've talked multiple times with her dad. I mean, they were family to me. So I think when that happened, dude, I started thinking things like, I just need a pill. I don't know, making excuses, bro. And I went back and I started with one, and I said, okay, I can do maybe one on the weekend or two on the weekend. And it didn't take long, bro. The only difference between this time and last time was the first time for all those years, I was doing it in front of my wife. I wasn't hiding it. She saw the money spending. She saw what I was doing. And I was getting so high that I was nodding out everywhere I went, bro. Like restaurants, I was falling asleep. I mean, fucking ODing at least twice a week. Just stupid stuff, man. And this time I started hiding it from her because I done got a lecture from her. Now I got an ultimatum. She's like, you it's time to quit. It's time to get clean. Like, I don't want you doing this anymore. And so now I'm running around trying to be discreet and hide it from her. And, so it actually got worse, bro, the second time because I started snorting it. And I started using it like Coke. It was like snort a 20, bam, get that upper and run around, do what I do for, an hour and a half thinking I'm normal. And then I turn around and do another 20 and then another 20 and another 20. And it just all day long crushing up pills in the bathroom and just, anywhere I could go that I was being discreet and hiding, hell, sitting in my truck, crushing a pill, snorting in the damn driveway. Like, bro, just, going to the trap houses, hanging out with all these drug dealers and just stupid stuff, bro. Living the life that I knew I wasn't meant for, man. And getting robbed and getting in fights. And like, here I am, a grown ass man, veteran that's living life like a junkie, living life like, just surprised I didn't do anything so stupid where I went to prison. You know what I mean? Thank God, like God was on my side, man. And so this went on. That was my life, bro. That is the basic story, man. Getting hurt in Afghanistan and then being diagnosed with all this stuff and then turning into a drug addict. On top of drinking, bro, drinking like a damn fish every night with the meds, and just for almost 10 years, bro, I lived that life in the streets, taking all our money, spending all our money, almost damn near homeless because I can't control myself. And that's
what was the big turning point for you that made you want to get out of that situation or got you out of that situation?
I think there was the very beginning of wanting to get clean came from a fellow veteran. He was airborne, very good guy. He was heavy drinker and stuff, but he didn't play with those drugs and stuff. And I'm going to tell you guys a story that I don't tell everybody. I tell sometimes this is part of the podcast story. It just depends on how I feel. I don't always tell this part because this part right here, I mean, it's the life-changing part, but it's just something I leave out sometimes. But it was what we were just talking about earlier. I was gonna unalive myself, man. I was at a point where I was done. I felt bad. I felt like a loser. I felt like a failure. I was not a husband. I was not a dad. I mean, I was there, but I was just not there. I was there, but I was not there. And I just feel like I was sick, man. I had no medicine. I had no money. I was finally flat broke. I was at the rock bottom, at the bottom. And I just wanted to give up, man. I wanted to quit. And I had this feeling that I was really going to do it. Like, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to end my life, be done with it. My family will be better off without me. I get this damn phone call from a guy that I know. Of course, the devil works every single time. You know what I mean? I couldn't find nothing for 2 days. And all of a sudden my phone rings and it's this dope dealer. He's like, hey man, I got something for you. Do you want something? I'm like, well, you know what I want. And he's like, come on through. So I go over there expecting him to have some opioids or something. And he has meth. And at this point, bro, I have never done meth. That was not my thing. I could say I was a opiate addict. I didn't mess with, anything else. That was my drug choice. And that's what I was hooked on. And but he kept persuading me. He was like, bro, I'm telling you, you're gonna feel better if you hit this line. It's gonna make you feel better. You're gonna have energy, you're gonna feel good. I'm like, all right, man, whatever. I thought chewing on fentanyl was my lowest point. Snorting heroin was my lowest point. This was my lowest point. I'm over here snorting meth now. And for me, as a veteran, and seeing myself like from a third view, looking down at myself saying, wow, it's come to this. I am snorting meth. Are you freaking kidding me right now? I snorted it, dude. It did nothing for me. It did not do nothing for me. It put me even worse depression, bro. Like I went from at least feeling really bad and considering taking my life to now I was convinced. I was like, thank you. This is what I needed. This is exactly what just showed me that, you know what? I thought it was a sign from God, bro. I thought, holy shit, I'm over here contemplating killing myself. And then I get a phone call and I snort meth now. Wow, this is it. So I'm on my way home, man. I'm on my way and I'm finding rope. I'm finding a damn rock to stand on or whatever. I'm going to tie myself to a tree in the backyard. That way, when my wife finds me, all she got to do is cut me out of the tree and put me in a box. Like, no mess, no problem. Just cut me out of the tree. And I was convinced and I was ready to do it. So I think on the way home, I made some stupid posts, and it wasn't suicidal posts. It was just a dark post, like life sucks or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just sick of this life or something like that. And obviously, I had a lot of people reaching out, and I was ignoring everybody. But I had this one brother, the one I'm about to tell you about, Airborne Bro. He blowed me up, man. This guy would not quit. Other people would call, I wouldn't answer, but this guy would not quit. And he called, and he called, and he called, and he called. And I knew if I started talking to him that I would probably change my mind or I'd feel better or like whatever. I just didn't want to talk to nobody. I didn't want to hear it. I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to do what I got to do. Nobody's going to stop me. This is my plan. I guess it really was God that really nudged me, but he was like, answer the phone, So I did. I answered the phone and it just started, bro. It just started, it got on the phone. What's going on with you, man? I saw your post. How you doing? What's wrong? I was kind of lying and kind of like, I'm good, blah, blah, blah. And then something in me just started crying, bro. The tears rolling down my eyes. I started feeling very guilty. I started feeling like I wanted, like, almost like he was a preacher and I was confessing. And I just started confessing myself to him, man. And, I didn't get the result I thought. He come back with, why are you bitching? Why are you whining? Why are you doing this? And why are you like talking to me in a way, bro, where I've never had no one talk to me. It wasn't it'll be all right, bro. It was, you're doing this to yourself. Like, what, you know what I'm saying? Like you are doing this to yourself.
Yeah.
Tough love.
Yep.
And bro, I felt like a drill sergeant, but he wasn't screaming. He was just really like, get your head out your ass, bro. Like, I don't feel sorry for you. Like, you did this, If you want a better life, brother, then change it. Like, why are you whining? Why are you doing this? You're talking about all your money's gone. Well, stop spending your money on drugs. You talk about you're tired of being a drug addict. Well, quit being a drug addict. Go get help. Like, I don't know what it was, bro. And I guess I needed that. I needed that authority. I needed that. Anybody that's ever served in the military, I think we all miss that kind of held into kind of ourselves kind of accountable. We always have somebody that does that. Either it's our sergeant or it's our, commander, whatever. We all have somebody that helps us be accountable. And I needed that responsibility. I needed that accountability. I needed that kind of, that figure that was like, get up, soldier, time to roll, and that's what he was for me. And, that was the first moment I was like, this guy's making some sense. Like, maybe I should get clean. Maybe I should just be better, So anyways, I go back to the house that night. Ultimately, I changed my mind. I'm like, okay, well, maybe I'll live another day. And, I started thinking about my kids and thinking about my little girls and, stuff like that. And I'm like, man, there's no way I can, I just got to get help. And I wanted it, bro. Like, I felt that in my soul. Like, I can do this. There's nothing I can't do. went to bed that night, man. I prayed for the first time in a long time, and I was like, God, please help me get through this addiction. Like, I am dead serious. I'm coming to you right now. Like, it's either life or death at this moment. Either I am going to get clean and sober, or I'm just gonna fucking OD. I'm just gonna snort everything I can, and I'm just gonna kill myself, or I'm gonna get clean. Like, there's no in between anymore. And I prayed about it, bro. And I woke up the next day, and I was still dope sick, and I was still feeling bad, and I was still had the cravings, but I still had this same feeling I had the night before. Like, I want this. I want to do this. So I walked up to my wife and I said, I got to tell you something. She said, what? And I said, I've been doing again. I've been using again for, since I went to rehab last time. She's like, no shit. Duh. Like, you think nobody notices? Like, we all know. We see the money. We see how you act. Like, she knew. I was being naive. And I was like, well, here's the deal. I'm ready to get clean. I'm ready to get help. She's heard this before, but, she can see that I'm dead serious now. I'm like, I want to get help. So we start talking, we start calling around Florence, dude, and we found this detox center that was going to take me the next morning. But if I had $600, they didn't take any kind of insurance or anything like that. It was just a straight detox center, $600. And I don't know how the hell we came up with it, but we ended up coming up with $600. It didn't matter. It didn't matter what it was for. Rent, groceries, whatever. Came up with the $600, paid it. That next morning, bro, my wife dropped me off. I stayed in there 10 days, detoxed, sick as hell, got through it. The very next day, coming out of detox, I signed up for an outpatient intensive care unit center and started doing therapy instantly, bro. And I did it for, almost a year I was in there. But it was like around month 6 and 7 that I started talking about it. And I went live on Facebook one day and I was like, hey, just so everybody knows, I was a drug addict for 10 years. And if I can get clean, so can you. I've been clean now for almost a year. And the response of people was crazy. The outreach was insane. People were like, wow, I'm so proud of you. Like, it was really good, man. And I started going more lives and started making more videos of inspiring people. And that's what it transitioned to, bro. So I got clean in the end of 2019, beginning of 2018. So 2000, I get it always mixed up because now I'm at a point where I don't count days no more. Like it's at the beginning we count the months and the years, but now I'm at, I think year 4. I'm at year 4, bro. So clean sober for 4 years, bro. And I did it because I wanted it and no other reason. I wanted it and I did it.
And that sounds like that was the biggest turning point, man, is you wanted it this time. And it wasn't what everybody else wanted. It's what Shawn wanted. And that sounds important. So, I mean, for anybody out there struggling with addiction, know that you got to want to get out of that situation. You can't do it for everybody else. You got to be the one that wants to do it.
Absolutely. You got to want it, man. It's just like smoking cigarettes, vaping, drinking. I mean, dude, if I really wanted, like people say it all the time, oh, I want to quit smoking cigarettes. I'm like, well, then put it down. She's like, well, you know how hard that is. Of course it's hard. Of course it's hard. It's supposed to be hard. But if you really wanted to put it down, you would take that bitch and throw it away.
A couple of times is mindset. I mean,
mindset, bro.
It is a mindset, and if your mindset is, oh, I got it, I need it, I have to have it. You got to change that mindset because that part is you thinking it. It's not that you really need it, right? I mean, your body does start to become dependent upon certain things. So yeah, once you start feeding that,
right,
but you also got to get that urge in your head to say, you know what, I don't need it.
It does become a dependency, bro. And that's why you get that physical addiction. Like I said, and with the medicine and stuff, I was throwing up. I was sick. I was dope sick. And that's real. Detox is real.
Yeah. Who likes to feel, queasy and want to throw up? I mean, so I imagine to get out of that, bro, you're like, fuck it, man. Just give me some more.
Right. And plus the craving that comes with it. I think people that's never struggled with any kind of craving, addiction craving for drugs, for opiate craving, it's unexplainable. Like I would be willing to crawl through coal hot coals and flames to get to it. Like, dude, there would be a time, bro, I'd be outside digging in my car looking for a pill, looking like a freaking crackhead, searching everywhere. Imagine searching, you know what I mean? Looking for that pill that, finding a half a pill, sharing fentanyl with somebody. Like, dude, come on. The dumb shit I've done on that stuff, man. I just can't believe it. I look back now and I'm like, holy smokes, dude. Can't believe I did it. But, I'm not that guy no more. And
No, man, now
I
you're a
changed.
big advocate. You're a big advocate for
Yeah.
veterans, not only just veterans, but anybody
Everybody.
that
Yeah.
deals with addiction or any kind of mental health type of issues. So I think let's go ahead and kind of get into the next phase of your life, man. Like what I know that what got you kind of going on TikTok and on the social media platforms and kind of
Mhm.
what made you grow to the level that you're at. And then also he's a author of a book that we'll get into when he gets there. But let's go ahead and start talking about that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so like I said, I started using Facebook more for more positivity stuff and going live and making videos. And I started building my platform at that time. Started with Facebook and YouTube, and just I don't know, man. I felt passionate about just talking to people, right? Just trying to I just wanted to inspire people and motivate people and say, look, man, if I can do this, you can do it, dude. There's no excuses. Like, giving that tough love to people and showing people, man, I'm here, I'm breathing, I'm alive. I did this and you can do it. So that was just a passion of mine, man. And, it went on from that to people finding me on social media, offering me positions like different speaking events, going to Washington, D.C., standing in front of 600 people, going to Ohio, going to North Carolina, Florida, Texas, Georgia. Like, bro, I've been all over the country sharing my message and inspiring and advocating for veterans. And that was another thing, man. Just to back up a little, during 2016, when my brother took his life, I started doing research and these big numbers popped up, 22, 22, 22. And that's when I found out about the 22 a day was in 2016. And ever since then, I've been an advocate for that, posting 22 here, 22 there, like, we're losing over, and then we know the numbers are way over, but that's more of an average number of veterans. So if you don't know this, we're losing over 22 veterans every day to suicide. If you guys really think about that, that is insane. We're losing more veterans to suicide than we did in combat. Like,
That's why I try not to get wrapped around the number 22 because it
right,
is a little misleading, I think, and I don't want people to be misled. You
right,
know, there's the numbers sometimes are far greater than that. Not
way
everything
greater.
is recorded right off rip. So
Oh yeah, I mean, think about it, dude. How many veterans do we have in this country that aren't enrolled in the VA? I mean, and then when
exactly.
they take their life, and then I found out a lot of times they don't count alcohol overdoses or drug overdoses as suicide, but they would be surprised of how many people kill themselves by drinking themselves to death or popping pills or shooting up heroin or whatever. So the number is far more greater. We know to probably be, and this is no exaggeration, I would guess around 40 to 50 a day. But 22 is a good number for people just to kind of say, look, here's a number, this is something to focus on, because the VA average is at 20. If you look them up, it'll say 20, and I think we threw a 22 in there. I don't know where it came from, but 22 a day. It's a way for people to understand what's going on. So anyways, I started advocating for that, started talking about the veteran suicide, getting a little more political, talking about what was going on in the country, having some passion again. I started getting passion again, bro. Started getting more like finding my purpose. I really didn't know what I wanted to do. I just knew I had a voice. I knew people were listening. So I'm like, shit, I talk, they listen, then let's go. As long as I'm doing it for good. And that's what I've been doing, bro. Just using social media. And 2021 is when I wrote my first book. And that was when, with all the talking, and like I have this quote, just don't talk about it, be about it. And with all this talking, I'm like, I got to be about this thing, man. I had opened up a group called Vet Life for Life. I built that group on Facebook in 2016 as well. But it was a place for veterans to go and civilians and people to go to have a safe place just to talk about their problems,
Yeah.
Even though I wasn't helping myself back then, I still had this passion to help others, and or at least for others to get help, because I lost my brother. That affected a lot of me, and so I had the group thing going on Facebook, and I'm like, you know what? I want to help people with my story, but I don't want to write a biodac. I don't want to write a bio. I don't want to write a book about myself and my story like I'm telling. I want to do it in a way to where I want to put my lessons in life that I've learned. I want to people want to know, how did you get to point A to point B? Okay, I wanted it, but what did I do because I wanted it? What did it take? Right? It took my mindset. Right. It took accepting it. It took, recovery. It took self-worth. It took, it took these things. So I put everything together and I made a list, and I'm like, okay, if you follow this directions and you do it like this and do it like this, then this will help you. It's a self-care book, Veteran Mindset 2.0, how to get to a 2.0 mindset, without saying this is my story. This is all of our story, and it's not just for veterans. It's for, anybody that struggles with PTSD, struggles with mental health, struggles with depression, struggle with addiction. If you struggle with that mindset that says you're a nobody, this book will help guide you to become a better person by having a better mindset, by accepting your past, accepting the things you've been through. You know what I mean? Learning to love yourself, learning to go into recovery. How do you stay in recovery? Focus on your life now, quit focusing on the bullshit in the past, all of this stuff. So I wanted to find a solution, bro. And that's what I did. I wrote a book, continued to start doing that. Then I started doing podcasts. And then I just started blowing up, bro. And I just, like you said, over 300,000 on TikTok, just by spreading my message, almost at 55,000 right now on Facebook, 51,000, almost 52,000 on Facebook. And mine, just my second page, bro. I got banned 2 years ago on Facebook because I made a political post that was me standing next to the American flag. And I said, oh, by the way, I just want everybody to remember this, if you don't know this, that we've had soldiers, we've had brothers and sisters die for this flag behind us and for your freedoms. So just a reminder, freedom isn't free. Facebook ripped it down, bro. Ripped it down and deleted my account.
It's funny because whenever I put something, I always put, for your information, Facebook, this is my First Amendment right. Freedom, so
well, they ripped it down, man. They ripped it down. They ripped my page down.
Yeah.
Gone, bro. I was selling shirts, veteran guy merch. I'm the owner of hashtag Veteran Lives Matter.
Yeah. Yeah, my cousin kind of did the same thing, bro, and he got booted right out of Facebook for the same kind of stuff. It's like, wow.
It's crazy, bro. I had hundreds and hundreds of reviews. It was a great page. But I guess God had different plans, because once that page came down, I left Facebook. And that's why I even went to TikTok. That's why I went to TikTok, is because Facebook ripped me down and I did TikTok full time. And so as I started growing on TikTok, I kind of started going back to Facebook because I missed it, and different stuff and all the relationships that I've built in time. But anyways, I cranked Facebook back up and started using it and using the reels and using different stuff. And before you knew it, bro, I just blew the hell up over there too. And so, I don't know, man. I don't think there's nothing special about me. I think I keep it real. I'm just this person that has a story just like everybody else. And I think I keep it real, and I'm passionate about what I do. And I think people see that. I think they see the passion, and I think they they see me and they see themselves and they go, oh, I can relate to this guy. And I think that's really what makes me who I am. It's just, I'm just real, and I'm not going to lie to nobody. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm going to tell you how it is. If it hurts your feelings, then I'm sorry. I'll put my arm around you and love you. But if you need some tough love, I'll kick your ass too. Like, it's whatever you need, some people need more emotional. I can be emotional, or I can be what you need me to be. So I've done consultation, bros. I've been doing coaching now for 2 years. I get people, I got clients. We do podcasts, write books. I'm on my next, I was part of another book called From No Worth to Self-Worth. We co-authored it. It was a pretty amazing book as well. And now I'm writing my third book, and I'm not going to give the name right now, but it's going to be based on recovery and drugs and stuff like that. So with some online courses and stuff. So yeah, we're doing some big stuff, man, and building a Discord. I got a Discord now where people can come and actually have help. But we're building a new one, and people pay a monthly price to be in here because we're going to give them personally one-on-one coaching with, spirituality coaches, with mindset coaches, with, give people value, bro. Give people a place where they can go and actually get help. And then the last thing I'll say is that Vet Life for Life group had turned into a nonprofit. So I even opened up a nonprofit, and it became a nonprofit now almost 2 years. So Vet Life for Life is a nonprofit. You can find it at vetlifeforlife.com. That's the website. And we're in the middle of trying to build a facility where we can take people and help people that are struggling. So that's the in and out, bro. that's the, from what I was, bro, sitting there snorting. I can remember sitting back, and I didn't tell this story on your pod this time, but when I was sitting in the bathroom, that story I told you, and I was ODing in the military, to who I am today. Like even now, I don't sometimes, because I don't never think about myself the way y'all do. Like I don't look at myself the way others do. They're like, I don't think you really understand how many lives you're changing. I'm like, I don't think I do. Like I don't think I do, because I never look at it like that. I mean, I got thousands of reviews and thousands of testimonies, but I don't know, bro. I still look at myself now and I'm like, wow, I have changed and I am better, but I don't look at myself the way other people do. But
well, let me ask you, brother, like, how do you manage triggers and things like that today so you don't fall back into that dark place, man? I mean, I know life isn't easy, brother, especially when you got kids. And you never know when you're gonna get that curveball, but what's gonna prevent you from, ever falling off that edge again? Or what do you do nowadays when you find yourself going into that direction?
I do struggle, and I remind people all the time, man. Like I do have PTSD, right? I do have depression. I do have anxiety. I do have these things, right? And I learned a long time ago, part of this quote that I tell people is my diagnosis does not define me. And I have to remind myself of that when I feel like I want to be a victim, or I sit back and go, man, I have PTSD and I can't do this. And I start freaking out and I get anger. Like my anger is probably one of the worst things that I struggle with is my anger. And I can get really angry, but I have to remind myself, bro, where I come from. I'm like, if I even think about, even if it crosses my mind for a split second that, man, I could snort a pill right now, I think about how far I've grown. I think about, what it took to get here. And I also think about leading by example. I want to do everything I can do. And I will never come on here and be an influencer and not live the life that I say. I would never tell you to do something that I wouldn't do. I'm not going to stand here and tell you, get this mindset, be this person, live this life, and then me being over here being a liar. I got integrity, bro. So my biggest thing is I got people that support me and people that believe in me. And I think that that's what I fall back to. So when I do find myself struggling and I find myself wanting to give up or wanting to quit or wanting to get high, I just think about my accomplishments, bro. People always say, never look back, right? You've heard that before. Never look back. I always say, never look back, but it's okay to look back once in a while just to see how far you've come. You know what I mean? Just look back every once in a while, glance back there and go, holy shit, I'm pretty far than where I started. So I think that's okay, man. That's what I do.
It's good to reflect, man, because you got to see that growth.
Got to, bro.
And you always got to stay humble and remember where you came from and where you are.
That's the trick too, man. That's the key. Staying humble. Remembering where you come from, bro. We talked about this on the phone, staying real, staying humble. It's easy to let the clout get to your head. Very easy, especially when you're going viral, especially when you got a lot of people that are hitting you up and it's like, but you got to remind yourself, bro, I ain't a nobody. Like, I'm not a fucking celebrity. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't matter how it does. You can love yourself, be proud of yourself, but try to keep that ego in check is what I'm getting at. It doesn't matter how big you are. I don't care if I was a celebrity status, like keep the ego in check. You are a person just like you. I put my pants on just like you do. And we both come from a story. We both have, I think as long as you stay humble and stay real with people, you'll be fine. And that's my goal, man. I just stay humble, stay real, stay legit. Bro, you see the people I talk to. You will never catch me on my lives. Like you will. I have friends that have 300,000 followers, 500. I got friends that are all verified and they have millions of followers. But that's not my reference, like preference.
Right.
When I start, I'm 330,000 followers on TikTok. So I have friends that have that, and their whole mentality is they're not going to socialize with people under that.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're crazy, bro. All my friends are under that. All my friends are under 10,000. I got friends that are at 20, maybe 30,000, but it's just a number. Like, if you understand these guys in person, in real life, some of my best friends have, 100 followers on TikTok, but they're amazing people. Like, who gives a shit? Yeah. But some people take that very serious, and they live their whole life on that number. And I don't know. I'm kind of drifting off now, but
I really gotta say I appreciate and love about you, dude, is you're extremely approachable.
Yes.
It is intimidating when you do see like your followers,
of course,
and
yeah.
your accolades and stuff, but talking to you, man, you're really down to earth, dude. Easy to talk to. You could have easily blew me off after we had that.
I'm glad you said that.
Go around, but I gotta say, dude, when I found you, you were quite the inspiration for me. I found you around 2020 time frame. I want to say when the COVID time, when we all started getting on the lockdowns and shit. I think I found you at a good time when I kind of needed the veteran community, and here you are, a big advocate, and you got
I think at that time, dude, I only had probably like 40,000 followers, maybe 30, 40. Yeah.
I mean, I took a break for a while from TikTok, and it's funny. I'm on YouTube and I'm watching the Contagion Effect show or whatever, and I see you on it. I'm like, oh, dang.
Like, I know that guy.
So that made me like go back onto TikTok and go look you up again. Because
holy shit, he done grew up.
Blown up, man. So
yeah.
And then I was like, I'm gonna try to reach out to him and see if he'll take my message. And lo and behold, man, he responded back, pretty quickly. And like I said, we talked, and I feel like we kind of hit it off. I feel like if Shawn and I were we'd have a damn good time. And that's the one thing that's great about when you bring veterans together. We are one hell of a fighting force on the fighting field, on the playing field. But we are just as fucking forceful as when we all do
absolutely, man. I mean, listen, we're brothers, man. Regardless of whatever branch we served, how many years, whatever. Like, I don't give a shit about that. Like, we'll give each other a hard time. Yeah, you're a crayon eater. Yeah, this guy over here is, chair force. I'm a army grunt that licks windows. Like, whatever. Like, but at the end of the day.
The guys that go too hard into it and be like, oh, well, they're on the army or something.
Yeah.
You've never deployed before. You've never been in the combat zone, because watching us all work together is something beautiful.
Absolutely.
We come together for a huge mission, and here we all rolling down deep, bro. On the rush to fucking Baghdad. Let's go beat these motherfuckers ass.
And now look at us, we're outside the military and still giving back, still serving one way or another. And if you don't think this is serving, then, it is. And I think that's what I also love about most veterans is that I think from the beginning, we've all had this passion of wanting to help people. And I think this is just another way to do it in our realm, a way we can do it, using your voice to help somebody else.
Well, that's why, I'm at a stage in my life now where I feel like I want to cheer my fellow guys on. And, and I think something that guys have a problem with is saying, hey, bro, you're doing a great job today, bro.
They do.
I mean, we like we have a hard time giving each other accolades or, hey, just any kind of positive reinforcement. Because, I think guys get that alpha male type of thought in themselves, like and too prideful. But
either it's an alpha male or either some of them are just very selfish and they're just very like, I don't want to put too much attention on this guy because it's taken away from me.
Right.
But they don't understand, bro. And when you're supporting, like like I know this isn't you, like somebody supporting me and I ultimately support them. And they don't, that's how it works. It's not going to be, oh, this guy supported me and now I'm not going to support him.
Right.
I mean, yeah, there's people that do that, but for the most part, wouldn't you rather support somebody that might be doing it and then knowing that they got your back to help you grow? I always say, if I grow, we grow as a family,
Yep. And I tell anybody that comes on my show, man, this isn't just a podcast show. This is the brotherhood, bro. Like, I got your numbers now, and
Yep.
I want to know how you guys are doing, man. You guys have touched me in some way or another. Whenever I bring on my guest, I love podcasting now, just for the sheer fact of this kind of relationship of being
just
able
having
to talk.
somebody to talk to and chill and cut up. Yeah. We've never met each other in person, but I guarantee you we keep this relationship like this. When we do meet each other, it's going to be simple handshake and feel like we've known each other forever because
nah, bro, it ain't no handshake. I'll be hugging you, bro.
but you know what I mean. You know what I mean? Like the love and probably pick my ass up, but yeah, just I don't know, man. It's good. I've met so many wonderful people, and holding events. That's another thing I can drop real quick. Is we also do events, man. We do a 22K every year. This year is going to be our 5th annual. 5 years, bro. I've been doing this. That's crazy. 5 years. Bro, I'm doing events. I'm hosting events. I've never even thought I could do that, and this is my 5th time doing it in October. Then we got another event this year in May 6th, which is our convoy for 22, which is our first one this year. I just came up with an idea. I was like, you know what? I came up with an idea. Let's do it. Let's do it.
You have to work with a local, cop, like the cops. And
Yeah.
all that, like that to kind of
get people to come in and all of us convoy together. And the whole purpose is to raise awareness, to get people to ask questions. What are y'all doing? What are all these cars out here doing? Well, let me tell you what we're doing. Did you hear about the epidemic with veteran suicide? Let them know. And I don't know, bro. With the speaking events, me going back and forth to Texas. I'm going to Texas in September for another event. And I just found out another event's in July somewhere. So I don't know. There's events everywhere. We just got to get connected with those events, and people eventually start inviting you, and you go. And I don't know, man. I'm blessed. And I feel lucky, and I feel. But you know what? It took hard work to get here. Nothing was ever handed to me, and that's the way I like it. I don't like for somebody to say, "Oh, I gave you this." No, dude, I worked for this, and you know what? I don't even use my family for it. I don't even say, "Well, my family plays a part." Right? I mean, obviously, when you got a wife and children, you love your kids. You're going to do anything for them. They can be inspired. It's like I'm doing this for me, but ultimately, I'm doing it for me because I want to be better for my family, right? So it's not saying you're not willing to do stuff for your family, but you have to do it for you. Because if you don't want something, it's not gonna stick. The first time I got clean, bro, I did it for my wife because she told me to do it. Because she said, go get clean or I'm leaving, right? Like this ultimatum type thing. Okay, fine, I'll go get clean. That didn't last but a month because I wanted to continue to get high. I wanted that. I wasn't ready to stop yet. I had to do it on my own terms. And so I don't know. People are like that. I think we're men, bro. And that's like a lot of us were men. Like we do what we want. We're not going to be told what to do. And I think that was part of it. It's like, I want to do this. I'm going to do it. I don't see nothing wrong with it. And this whole attitude. And even though if you look clear as day, you're like, okay, let's see. You've OD'd this many times. You spent this much money. You've almost been homeless. You've lost your car. You've done, and it's like, still, what's wrong with it? I don't know. But I think we just have to want it, brother. And hey, you wanted a podcast. What'd you do? You opened it up and you did it.
Yep. And
but if your wife was like, hey, Brian, you're going to open a podcast up today. No, I'm going to do it tomorrow.
Right. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, don't tell me what I'm going to do. It's just, I don't know. Maybe it's me.
No,
I don't.
I'm percent just like you. It does have to be something in your own head, or it's not gonna be as fruitful. It's not gonna be as whenever.
If you don't want to do it, dude, it's not gonna be worth the shit. If you were forced to do this podcast, I would notice. I'd be like, damn, this guy's being held at gunpoint right now.
into doing something, man.
Right.
It's never, you never get anything out of it. I mean, that's kind of, unfortunately, I was forced, like when I was a kid, to go to church, and and it
Mhm.
kind of adversely affected me as an adult now,
Right.
trying to go to church and stuff like that, because of how much I was forced, and all the things that were shoved in my head, like you're going to
Oh, it could
hell.
affect you big time. Somebody could be like, "Hey, Brian, we're going to church today," and you're like, I don't know, I don't think so." You
Right.
know, or if you have like awkward conversation where they start telling you that you need to go to church, and then
Yeah.
you're like, "Okay, well, I'm not going to play this game with you. Like I've already been told my whole life." It just comes. It just there's a lot to that.
Yep. And I've learned
I
a
think
lot.
that like I said,
I've learned as a parent now, even to be very
give your
careful.
kids choices, man.
Yeah,
Give your
if you
children choices.
get
There's nothing wrong with
something,
that.
they're definitely not gonna, they'll be
Yeah,
like, "Hey, I love football, but
yeah.
am I gonna make my kids go play football?" No, they gotta want that,
They
because
gotta want it.
with coming with football, you can get injured. I mean, there's a lot of
Hmm.
things you're not into it. So
Can't stand parents watching their kids. Like my son plays soccer, and soccer dads are the worst, bro. Like football dads are crazy, bro. I'm not gonna lie, but soccer parents are crazy. And I've seen dads out there, in their kid's face, you're gonna play right now. And it's like, I don't want to. And it's like, no. And I'm like, I want to intervene. Like, get out of his face. He doesn't want
yeah.
to do it. You know what I mean? Like,
So I'm coaching right now. And that's where I'm at this little Pirates at. I actually have a
yeah,
game later on today. I coach my
cool.
little they're like 5 and 6 year old kids. But there's one in particular kid on my team. He's actually a really good ball player. Just probably a good athlete in general.
Mhm.
But he just doesn't like baseball. He doesn't really want to be out there. So he just, you could tell in his little demeanor that he's good, but he's not playing to his potential because he doesn't want to be there.
They want to be
So,
there.
that's kind of rough, man. And
It's
watching the
hard,
little
man.
kids go through it, and you're kind of, you just kind of want to help them
It's
through
like,
it.
God, you know how good you are.
Yeah, yeah,
Man,
exactly.
what is wrong with you? But you know what, bro? I got to bench him.
Yeah,
Like, you know what I
well,
mean? Bench
yeah,
him. And then when he starts seeing that he's not playing, then maybe, be like, look, there's nothing wrong with you. Like, if you want to play, we want you to play. But I'm going to bench you because you're not putting in 100. We
oh
need
yeah,
guys out here that's going to put in 100.
yeah. I
And
think the parents, they've taken a little while to warm up to me because of my style.
yeah.
Uh, I am a no shit kind of guy. I don't care what age
Hmm.
they are out there. It's like, they're calling me coach. We're not playing in the dirt, guys. We're
Yeah.
we're playing baseball, and I'm pretty strict on these kids, but uh, that's just, you got to be that way with these kids, because, like, I mean, when they start getting and playing these sports, it's not everybody gets to play. You know
Mm.
all these types
Some
of things.
some of his parents, bro, I know you go through it.
Oh my
Whew.
gosh.
Bro, I
'Cause
couldn't imagine how much
high school
flack you get,
football.
bro.
I've coached high school
My kids
football.
only played one quarter. My kids, and
Oh,
I get it, bro. Like, how do you handle that? Like, if I
oh,
gotta, okay, so if my son, right, if I know is good, I know my kid can play,
right.
but for some reason you're benching him, like, or you're just putting him on second string or whatever, and I'm the dad, and I'm like, okay, listen, sir, I don't want to be disrespectful to you because I know you're the coach, blah blah blah. My son is Dominic over here. Why is he not playing? Why do you have my son sitting on the bench? He can win games for you, man. What are you doing? How do you deal with that?
It's rough, dude, because I mean, I've fallen victim to listening to the parents
Yeah.
chirp, and
Hmm.
so I play into their chirping, and it disrupts my game plan.
Yeah.
And so, like, for instance, I'll give you a good one. I had a quarterback. And I ran a double wing T offense, and so that kind of offense required a pretty good size quarterback who can actually pitch and then go lead a block.
Right.
Not too many often you find a quarterback that's going to go, you know, sell out his body and after he pitches the ball. But so we got a decent sized kid. He never played quarterback before,
Right.
so he had a decent arm, but it was very inaccurate, when he would throw it. I know his abilities. I'm working with this kid
Mhm.
day in, day out, Monday through Friday, and so when it gets to game time, we're primarily, running the ball because he can't throw. So his dad's over there just chirping in the freaking stand,
Ugh.
throw the ball, trying to just throw the ball. And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and throw the ball. First throw, interception.
Oh my God.
Interception. And I look in the stands, man, and I'm just like, I'm shaking my head. And so the next pass play I go with, he throws another interception, bro.
Wow.
And then the dad sitting there yelling at me, bro. And for the first time I lose my bearing. I turn around and I'm just like, I get me and him have words, and I'm like, bro, you can beat me out in the parking lot. I
Yeah.
mean, I
Yeah.
go to the parking lot with you at this level. Uh,
Uh-huh.
I've appeased you everything, and you're sitting here
Oh, and
just
is it probably at this point disrespecting the crowd's pissed off now, so they're probably jumping on his shit too because they're seeing him disrespecting you.
yeah, it's been a horrible situation. So,
Yeah.
but it obviously didn't turn into a fight or nothing, but
Hmm.
and obviously it made for an awkward situation. Here I have this kid,
Yeah.
and it just, man, coaching is tricky, especially this day and age. And so
Yeah.
yeah, when you do deal with parents, I'm the kind of person like, okay, well, I'll throw him in. I mean, and we'll just let the proof be in the pudding. I
Yeah.
mean, he was out
Yeah.
there, and he misses his first tackle. Like, hey, bro, that's exactly why he's not out here. You guys aren't. A lot of parents don't show up to practice. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah. Yeah. A
They're
lot
not
don't.
watching me perform Monday through Friday. And if that
Hmm.
dude comes to practice Tuesday because he had a bad day with his girlfriend, and he comes to practice all crappy, and the parents don't know, what kind of effort he's given all week. But and then you go in a game with a game plan and working around the situation. And because there's kids out there that come out there every day, bro, and they're selling themselves out there every day. I like those kids. I don't care if you're a star or not, man. I don't need you to be a great big star, but
You just got to put in 100.
yeah,
Work hard and try your best.
I love those kids. I love those
Yep.
kids that come out and aren't just out there for a jersey to look cool walking around school or whatever. But so do you do any kind of extra activities outside of I know you got kids and stuff like that. Are
um,
they what's your age range in your kids?
uh, Not, I mean, since my son's been injured, by the way, he has same injury as I had, man. ACL, meniscus, his junior year, which sucks. But God's got a plan, man. Fingers crossed that he get back in club in November, and then he'll do senior varsity, and then hopefully he'll make it to college. Like our goal is college ball. Um, I don't know. We're praying. If we have to do a walk on, whatever, we'll try to do something. He wants to play for USC Gamecocks here in South Carolina, so we'll see what happens, man.
You have
My
like a local
daughters, huh?
college? Do you have like a local junior college or something that fits
We
that?
do. Well, we have another university called Francis Marion. It's not a big. It's like maybe like a D3 school or something, but or D2, yeah, D3, probably a D2. Um, So yeah, he could do that because he's taking sports medicine and stuff like that. He's wanting to work with sports players and stuff. So, but yeah, most of my time was picking up for that, man. If either I was doing what I'm doing, with the podcasting and everything offline, or like my daughter's doing volleyball or cheerleading or soccer. Any sports parents know, man. Just the amount of traveling and the amount of
No
my
doubt, dude.
God, bro, it's
Even with
constant.
these little kids, we got 2 games a week, man, and then we
It's
also
insane.
gotta practice,
But
so
since my son's been hurt, I haven't really done a whole lot as far as that goes. I used to be a lot more active. I used to love playing basketball, man. That was my, I could have went pro baseball, but basketball was my sport. I love to play basketball. We played backyard football, but I played ninth grade. Uh, I played junior varsity, freshman football. Wasn't really. I hated practice, bro. It wasn't my thing, dude. I hated the 2-a-days. I hated all that crap. I love playing football, but I didn't like the politics of football. I didn't like the actual, getting suited up and all the practice. Like, you could have love for that stuff, man. I didn't have love for it. Basketball, I loved it. There was nothing to it, bro. Put some shorts and shoes on and ready to go. And I used to ball,
And
man.
there's a big difference between being outside in a humid, hot ass summer and being inside a gym with AC.
Yes, bro. Like, I'm telling you, like, it's just, I don't know. I didn't love the whole football aspect, like the way it all was. I didn't have the passion for it. I loved watching it, but I hated, didn't really love the school
The
football
violent
type
guy,
stuff.
man. I love just hitting sons of bitches for no reason, like
But I try to stay active, man, and with the sports and stuff. But other than that, bro, this is kind of what you see is what I do. I spend a lot of my times writing and trying to get some stuff done. Because if I don't do these things, man, I will get into this procrastination type mindset, and then it takes me forever, and then I'll get a deadline, and then I'm rushing to finish it. So, yeah.
Well, man, hey, I really appreciate you coming on and taking the time to share your story and your experiences with us, dude. Um, you are one hell of an inspiration and a great advocate for the veteran community. If you guys haven't had the chance to go check him out, go check him out on TikTok. Right there at the bottom, you can see he's the real veteran guy. Um, and he does lives quite often. It's kind of
Mhm.
fun to jump in there. Sometimes it's just him. Sometimes it's a whole bunch of people. But
Yeah.
it's a great community to be a part of.
Yep.
They're all very encouraging, and so it is. So if you ever want to go check it out, whenever you're on TikTok, go check them out. It's like I said, a great community to be a part of. Also, check out his book.
Yep.
It is definitely something you guys can check out. It, not even probably even from a veteran standpoint, just any
Mhm.
if you're
If you want to work on your mindset,
right,
just
absolutely.
yeah.
So veteran mindset 2.0, warriors think differently.
Yep.
Get your copies today on Amazon. Anything else you got to say before we go, man?
Just maybe check out the website, www.vetlifeforlife.com. I got a newsletter that comes out once a week. It's pretty cool. Kind of gives you guys just kind of an update on what we're doing in the community and different stuff. So yeah, check out the website, man, vetlifeforlife.com. A lot of different stuff. We got merch dropping here soon again. Finally. Got some new hats coming out. So yeah, just stick with me, man. Follow me on the social medias. Check me out on YouTube, Shawn Laurie, Instagram, Veteran Guy, Facebook, all that good stuff. Hit me up if you need if you need to talk to me, shoot me a message. If I see it, I will respond. I will respond. Yeah. So
Yeah,
thank you
no
for
doubt.
having me, brother.
Absolutely, brother. I appreciate you. And we'll stay in touch, man. And maybe I can have you on again. I definitely want to have some kind of like a Veterans Day type of show.
Okay.
A big panel of veterans out there.
I'm
Something
down.
fun. I try to get something in work. But hey, brother, once again, I appreciate you, and I'll be catching you on one of your lives. I'll be in there
Sounds
saying
good,
what
bro.
up, dropping my crack.
Yeah, man. Sounds
All right,
good.
brother.
All right,
We'll
man.
see
Thanks
you.
for having me. All right.
All right, friends and fam. What a great interview that was. I really enjoyed that one. Shawn has a great story. He's a great inspiration. He has come a long ways with his recovery. So if you can't go on and support him, I love the guy. He's a great guy, and appreciated him taking the time to be on. But once again, I want to appreciate each and every one of you guys for tuning in and watching Every Day is a Saturday with your host, me, myself, and I, Brian Roof. Until next time.